What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Conversation Series presented by Families Anonymous. I know recently we all saw this video. It was a restaurant in Dallas where the restaurant owner basically was berating the customers for a reason that he had. In his restaurant, they were playing music. They were playing music that would normally associate themselves with twerking and the like, and what females normally do, and some of those guys. But in this instance, the restaurant manager had it. He was sick of it, and apparently these people were up on their furniture, dancing and shaking and gyrating around, like Martin Luther King said on the episode of Bulldogs. And he had it, and he went off. He was like, "Look, don't do that shit in my restaurant. Like, it is what it is." And I saw it, and I hit Jeremy up. Jeremy, what were your first thoughts when you saw this?
Man, first vibe I got was that talk to you got before you went over somebody's house.
Right.
Don't touch nothing. Don't ask me for nothing. You sit your ass down and you act like you got some sense. And that's the dad vibe I got from him. Granted, not everybody is as receptive to profane words, but at that point, from what I discovered, he had his fill. He had already said something several times.
Twice.
You know what I'm saying? And hell, you lucky he got that. You know what I'm saying? From what I've seen and heard, you lucky you got that. That's that man's establishment, bruh. Act like you got some home training, bruh. That's it. Just act like you got some home training.
Steve?
So my thing about it is like, he's a business owner, he's a restaurant owner. So like, hospitality 101 is like, you never react like that, like ever. Especially if you're trying to be like a high class sort of environment. But even still, to me, he didn't set the environment that would be high class. You got people, you know, you got a DJ going playing twerk music, you got people kind of not, you know, they dressing comfortably, you know what I'm saying? And then you kind of got, you know, from my side as like a chef, I see the menu's not really like a high class menu. So, you know, he could be frustrated or whatever, but still, like, that reaction is never, to me, is never called for. Like some places I worked at before, if somebody started acting like that, they just simply called the cops and they never raised their voice. But I mean, what she did, I've seen worse. What she did outline a little bit, but he was more so outlined versus what she was doing. So
let me ask this: does the menu have to be high class in order to have class? Because we wouldn't, if there was a particular DJ at Roof Chris one night, and of course we know Roof Chris would do this, but if that particular DJ played that type of music, would that still be done at a Roof Chris? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, to me, they all work together to create the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, say there's like a chicken spot that has like a whole bunch of like not high class menu items, but you wouldn't go in there just twerking or whatever. It's like, you know, I talked with somebody earlier about it. It's like, you know, there's a certain atmosphere you have when you go eat dinner with your friends versus when you go eat dinner at your grandma's house. Like you know where that line is because of the atmosphere that's set by it.
And what it looks like is this is a place that has a certain atmosphere, which might have been why he got frustrated. I can look at the places that I've been to. For an example, I frequent Lit Cigar Lounge in Mobile. That's my favorite place when I come home. Have I seen twerking in Lit? Yes, I have. But it was on a particular night when it wasn't the normal scene for Lit. Mardi Gras. There was lots of twerking at Lit for Mardi Gras. It was everywhere. But I just went and Lit the other day. Everybody was laid back and chill. And it doesn't look like it was one of those nights at this particular place. It looks like it was just the music that was being played by the DJ, which the music that was being played it can be subjective. And it just happened. Crystal, what are your thoughts on this?
You already know how I feel about it because I commented, but I mean, to me, it's a time and place for everything. And like, you know, it looked really nice in there, and they did have some twerk music on, but at the same time, like, people are eating. It's like, if I had been in there, we already got COVID out here. Like I said, like, I don't want to deal with your coochie droplets either. Like, let me eat my food and take that to the club. Like, just go on out with your girls after you eat, like, it's just not, it wasn't appropriate. I'll put it that way. And I think that he talked to them like that probably because it was a black crowd. You know how, like, when you talking to your people, you talk to your people the way you kind of let that guard down. I feel like that's kind of how he was talking to them, because a lot of times if you say something, not necessarily say something to us we don't understand, but we feel you when you get the fuck out. Like, oh, he meant get out for real, chill out, So, I mean, he went about it a little hard, but
I think one of the things I've found on TikTok, there was a video from somebody that was in the restaurant, and their caption said, the restaurant manager is going off on these folks because he didn't ask them twice to sit down and get off his furniture.
Okay, so they didn't feel him the first time that he said it. They kept going.
Second time.
Oh yeah, so I mean, he did what he had to do.
Now you up on my furniture.
Yeah,
and black folks don't play about being on their furniture. You sit on the furniture, or you sleep on the furniture. You don't get standing up and cocking your leg and slagging your coochie droplets on the furniture.
No.
That's the word of the day.
No.
Coochie droplets.
No. Coochie droplets. Yes, like, it's too much going on out here. Leave that at home.
Keep your CDs to yourself. You can't be having that out here. But that's what the video said. And this was somebody, a young lady that was in the restaurant, record the video on her phone and put it on TikTok. And you can see her hurry up and turn the camera angle around to somebody standing up on the furniture with their hands on this glass, twerking. You can see it. All you see from the angle is her hands on the glass and her back, and she getting at it. Now, man, what if that glass on that wall had broke?
Yeah.
What if she slipped and fell on that table? Now she want to sue.
Right.
What if she had on heels and it punctured the cushion in the man's seats?
Right.
Everything in an establishment is preventative. Don't do this. What our folks told you, and black folks do it with little kids, and it just passed on to generations. That's hot. What the baby say, hot. You know what I'm saying? That's hot. He was trying to prevent. So it was after it been done the second time. Dude just said, fuck it. Y'all don't have to get in y'all ass.
And he still was kind of calm about it, though. Like, I don't feel like that was going off still. He said, he let a little stuff slip, but I don't think that was going off.
Robert, what's your thoughts?
Well, I'm a fan of twerking, but, it's a time and place for everything. You know what I'm saying? I ain't... My sister looking crazy, but
what sister that is?
Samantha.
Hey, baby, call me.
But it's a time and place for everything. I really felt like it was a bit inappropriate. He did tell them, hey, don't do that. They probably, we gonna wait till he leave. Then they did it again. He came back. I told y'all, chill out. This y'all final warning. He just like, okay, whatever. We gonna wait again. Then they got the bouncing that ass, like, throwing that ass in the circle, throwing that twerk wind all around and everything, which is inappropriate while everybody eating. I can understand you doing a little happy dance, the vibe, right? You eating your food, you enjoying it, but
don't get up and stand on my furniture.
Standing on furniture, throwing that thing around, come on now. You got to have a bit more
decorum.
Yeah, decor and stuff like that. Instead of just throwing that ass around like that, But I do feel like he may have went a little overboard by saying, I want to make a good place for black people and stuff like that. Now I feel like, you being a little coon right there, saying like, oh, this is just for like upscale black people or something like that. You didn't have to say it like that. That's the only issue I had with him.
But you have to realize though, that's how a lot of new places get started, because we all know the riffraff crowd. They come in a place and get the riffraffing, and then now you've alienated a group of people that don't want to be around the riffraff. So what happens? A new establishment gets opened up for people who don't want to be around. That is why I go to Lit every time I come home. You will never catch me in Bank. You will never catch me in them other places because that is not my crowd. You know what I'm saying? And he made it a point to let you know, like, look, this is the type of crowd I'm trying to attract here. This is why I opened this, because there probably was a need for it in that area. There probably, you know, just like anywhere. We can look at Mobile for an example. There are only 2 or 3 places or 4 places in Mobile that I would go to. That's Flavors, Lit. I will go to Lure, House of Vibes over there because the food be banging. During the special holiday, I'm stepping up in the Elks. It ain't the Purple Lounge no more. It changes to something else. But if it was still the Purple Lounge, I'd be up in there because I don't want to be around the riffraff. If you go down there late at night, all you see is a bunch of kids running around, crossing back and forth across the street. And those are the reasons that places like that get open. And that's probably why he said what he said, because he wants to keep that realm wholesome. And it's not to get on other black people or anything like that, but we would be a fool to not realize that sometimes people come with the riffraff and it throws off the whole vibe. Jeremy, what you think about that?
Straight up, that's exactly what happens. A lot of times we'll be somewhere and we be joking, we'll be having a good time, and we see a bunch of young people come in and be like, all right, we finna go.
Time to go.
Yeah, it's like, all right, they finna act up. They don't know how to act. And to point on what Steven said earlier, I understand that, you know, it may not appear upscale, but that could be a transition period. Sometimes I feel like when we start to say such establishments require a certain look or aesthetic before we can respect them in that manner, I don't think that's fair to the business owner, because he might be in a transition period where he's trying to get newer things, or he's trying something out because he couldn't afford these things. But now, because we have younger people kind of ostracizing the older people because of the way they're acting, that can affect his pockets. So yeah, I feel like he went off on the deep end, but it's because, yo, you need this stern talking to. I don't know if y'all remember 40-Year-Old Virgin, but there was this line where he's like, you wanted a nigga here now. And that's what happened. So he snapped off. It wasn't warranted. He went overboard, but that's that man money, bro. Y'all playing with that man money, bro, and y'all safety. And to make a point on what somebody else said, he could have called the police. That's what we trying to avoid.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I would much rather you yell at me rather than some shit pop off with the police.
Because as soon as you call the police and you say something like they're being disorderly, you've opened up a whole can. You know what I'm saying? They're like you say, I'd rather the folks in the neighborhood get me than the police get me. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a to each his own type situation. He could have worded it a better way, but like I've seen on multiple occasions and multiple videos that have been going through all TikTok and the rest of social media, it's becoming a common denominator of this man been telling these folks all night, sit y'all ass down somewhere, get off my furniture, and they kept on doing it. And he, like any parent or protector of anything, he just went there. You know, as Dave Chappelle said, when keeping it real goes wrong. But that's all we got for y'all today, man. We just want to have this quick little conversation to get it out there. We appreciate everybody always for coming and joining on with us, and we will see y'all later.